Before my dad got sick, I was involved in a lot of veterans causes and trying to donate my time. And I've met some wonderful people. And so this next wish that we granted is different for me because this is the first time it's somebody that I personally knew and had a relationship with. Everyone you've heard from tonight and that anybody that we've granted a wish for, at least me personally, I had never met them until we had been asked to step in. But this was different. Sergeant Andy Hooker was a helicopter crew chief in Vietnam in combat and a door gunner. He was in the Army. And so I felt a kinship with him when I met him. He was a part of the founding committee for the Sarasota National Cemetery. And he asked me to host one of the first Memorial Day services out there and programs. And so Andy and I became friends. I felt a bond with him because of his time in a helicopter and in combat in Vietnam. Andy won Veteran of the Year with the Sarasota County Veterans Commission, and the former director, Ted Smith, is here tonight. Where are you, Ted? Right there. And so, yes, thank you, Ted, for your service. Andy was active with many committees and helped many veterans. Woody Schiffman, a member of the Vietnam Brotherhood and a veteran himself who served in Korea, is another friend of mine who I've met through volunteering in veterans causes. If you've been to the National Cemetery in Sarasota and you've had water or coffee, it's because Woody got it donated. Woody is amazing. Woody called me, and I talk to Woody all the time, and I would talk to Andy all the time, and I'm like, hey, we have this foundation. If you know anybody that we can help, please let me know. And I would see Woody run the committee for the Wreaths Across America at the National Cemetery, and I would tell Woody at every meeting, hey, and he's like, I know Maverick, I know, I don't know anybody. And so he wound up calling me, I want to say in January, and he said, Andy Hooker has been diagnosed with cancer. And that's the first I'd heard that. And he said, you should give him a call. And I'm like, oh, I texted it back because he had texted me. He's like, hey, you haven't called him. I'm like, what am I going to say? He's like, he doesn't want anything, but he wants to hear from you. So I talked to him and we had a good conversation. And I told Woody, I'm like, well, he doesn't really want anything. And so Woody talked to him a little further and he texted me back and said he's a big Tampa Bay Lightning fan. He'd probably like to go to a game. And I said, okay. So we talked to the board, and I'm like, well, we're going to make it happen. So I called Andy. We had a conversation, and we agreed we were going to send him to a Lightning game. He could bring some people with him, and it was going to be a great night out. He was just going to start chemotherapy for his cancer diagnosis. He said, but you need to talk to my wife, Cindy. She's in charge of my schedule. So I don't plan the date. She's in charge. You got to clear it with her on the date. I'm like, okay, yes, sir. So Cindy and I kind of communicated. We got with the Lightning and some supporters, and so we had it all set up. We had a date picked that worked for Andy and his wife Cindy, and we had it all set. And the week before they were going to go to the game, Cindy sends me an email and says, we're going to have to cancel that for right now. Andy just had a treatment, and he's not responding well. And I'm sorry, Maverick, I appreciate what you've done, but we just can't do it right now. And I talked to Andy after that, and he's like, we're going to make it happen, Maverick. I just got to get through this. It was less than 2 weeks later, Andy passed away. So for me, this was different because this was somebody I knew and had a prior relationship with. And we felt as though we let him down because we couldn't get it done fast enough. And so we wanted to make sure, just like with my dad and all of these heroes, that they are never forgotten, and what they loved or what they were interested in is never forgotten. And I was talking to Cindy as we had things scheduled, because we're going to try to roll out the red carpet, and Andy's favorite player was the Lightning goalie, Andrei Vasilevsky, number 88. And so we were going to try to get an opportunity for Andy to meet Vazzy. But of course that didn't happen. So Cindy, Andy's wife, is here. Cindy, I'd like you to come up right now, please. So we tried to figure out what we could do, what we would do to honor this hero and his amazing wife. And so the Denis V. Cooper Foundation would like to present a custom Vasilevsky jersey to Andy Hooker's family. The puck in there is signed by Vasilevsky since he didn't get to meet Andy. Authenticity certificate on the back, Cindy, and it's just our honor to be able to do this for you and your family and your husband, who was a hero, not only for his service in country, in combat, but also what he did for so many of our veterans and family members here in the Sarasota-Bradenton area.
I'd like to say that what Maverick said about Andy's love of the Lightning was true, and we really look forward to being able to attend a game. His illness progressed very quickly, much too quickly. And Maverick mentioned that he felt that he had let us down. I want to say that I know from what Andy has said about his relationship with Andy and all the support that he's given him over the years, that that's the last thing that he would say. I would also like to say that we were able to bring Andy's children in from Colorado and from California for Christmas. He was told he would have 4 to 6 months to live in November. And the foundation was so generous after Andy passed away that they continued to support Andy and us by purchasing the ticket for his son so that he could attend Andy's funeral. And I just so appreciate all your support and your care. This is lovely.
Maverick's organization or foundation steps in and supports veterans where there's a need that's immediate and maybe not known to other organizations like the Sarasota County Veterans Commission or the Sarasota National Cemetery. His direct involvement with the community agencies and all the wonderful people supporting our veterans, I think allows him to be on the ground with what's occurring to our veterans in this community. And I can say that that's been his response to Andy.